Hello, everyone, and welcome to Snap Take. This is Glazer of Snap Judgments, and today, 4 decks for you, including 2 with Galactus First Steps. I think we have what are actually the 2 best decks for this card, including one where he's actually required. Who'da thunk it? Not me. In addition, we've got one of the 2 best Stardust decks. We covered the other best question mark Stardust deck in yesterday's video. We've got another really great one for you, especially now that he works with Mysterio properly. We've got yet another deck as well, but I'm not going to spoil that one. First, Galactus First Steps is a 6/12. My Herald is the next character I see you play. End of turn +2 power if you're winning my Herald's location. What this fundamentally means is Galactus is almost the same card as Red Hulk in practice fairly often. He gets a little bigger. If you can get him early, if you can win a lot of locations, he gets a little bigger because he starts at 12 power instead of 10 power. He is quite a good big card. He's one of the best growing 6-cost cards in the game. But if you own Red Hulk, you don't really need him. The caveat is we have to find another way to make him useful. And that way is fundamentally to use him like a Nebula, to use him like a Rocket and Groot, to use him as a way to sort of force where opponents play their cards in order to make him more and more powerful and useful. Our friend in Terabang came up with a really clever way to do this. Unsurprisingly, if you know Interrobang, the head of the Twitter Marvel Snap community, by the way, and a streamer, he combined Galactus with Galactus. He plays a lot of Galactus Classic, and he got a day 1 Infinite with this list that uses both Galactuses. Why run these 2 Galactuses together? Well, the big Galactus is an end of turn card, so that's reasonably nice, particularly with Fantastic card, but not bad for Invisible Woman. But he helps you control where your opponent's going to play. And if he's going to control where your opponent's going to play, that occasionally lets you sneak in the big G, the destroy all the locations G, which is a way to win a lot of games of Marvel Snap as a surprise, which is a good way to win a lot of extra cubes. You can find Interrobang at twitch.tv/Interrobang with an E at the end, so he's Interrobang on the Twitchers, but he is Interrobang, I promise. This deck needs Mr. Fantastic for steps, Invisible Woman for steps, Luna, Fantasticar, the Galactuses, and Goliath. There are plenty of versions of Invisible Woman stuff that don't run the Galactuses and Goliath, but that's not sort of the point of this deck. Surge can be Jennifer Kale. Sorry. Hydra Bob can be Nebula or Iron Patriot. Nebula, by the way, should really be an end of turn card. Okay. Sunspot is here. Hydra Bob is here. Black Cat is here. They are 1-drops that help you win Prio, that help you win lanes. Getting Prio in those lanes, Hydra Bob and Black Cat in particular, are really good for Galactus. All 3 are end of turn cards, buffed by Fantasticar. Invisible Woman can give you double the energy from Sunspot, and that's insane. So far, so good? Great. Havoc is nice for Fantasticar, another Invisible Woman specific card. I think it's interesting that there's some cards that really care about Fantasticar, Hydra Bob, Black Cat, Mr. Fantastic, and some cards that really care about Invisible Woman, Sunspot, Havoc. That's how those break down. Fantastic also gives us extra power. An 8-power Galactus, Galactus Classic in this case, does become a shockingly hard card to deal with, while it can suddenly be cheaper as a surprise, etc., etc. Really good. Mr. Fantastic First Steps remains, in my opinion, the best card in Marvel Snap. I think Surge is still probably a top 10, if not top 5 card. It gives you a lot of the same things Mr. Fantastic does, just a little weirdly, less reliably, less predictably. Invisible Woman, we talked about the power of, we talked about cards she really wants to work with. Getting an extra buff on Galactus First Steps is decent, but that buff is fundamentally the same power Fantastic can give. Luna lets you ramp into either Galactus, lets you ramp into Goliath, lets you play extra cards. Luna is also decent with Havoc because, you get that extra energy. Fantasticar is a buff we talked about earlier. Galactus, if people are really hyper focused on stopping First Steps Galactus, you often get a free Galactus with Luna that's on turn 5. After that, Goliath can win you the game. Or you can end the game just by dropping a gigantic Galactus and then using your Invisible Woman Fantasticar powers. So turn 1 Cat over Sunspot, which is more or less equal to Bob, depending on what you see. Turn 2, we want Fantastic over Surge. Again, pending what you see. Generally speaking, I tend to really prefer Fantastic. Turn 3, Luna over Invisible Woman. If you have good things to do with Luna, you should snap it, and Invisible Woman is very often a snap because people run from her. Turn 4 is a 3 plus a 1 or Fantasticar. Turn 5, we're going Car or Invisible and Havoc. Sometimes we're going a Galactus. Turn 6, Galactus or Galactus. If your giant Galactus is going to win you the game, snap. If your opponent cannot stop Galactus, snap. If you got a Galactus off on turn 5, play Goliath. This is a really strong and really cool deck. If you are an OG Galactus lover, Galactus had a really, really brief moment a couple years ago where he was very meta and had us a lot of big fans even to this day. If that's you, play this. If you're looking for a way to play Galactus, this is a wonderful home for the card. Before we go further, please hit that sub, like, and comment if you're willing to, as we do our very best to bring you the very, very best Marvel Snap content every single day. If you're interested, hit that sub, like, and comment. We have not missed a day on the channel in over 2 years, and we bring you top-notch Marvel Snap decks before anyone else every day. We are also giving away a Galactus First Steps on this video. We're giving away 3 on yesterday's video, so if you are the best chance, comment there. Thanks to Second Dinner for that. We are commenting on the Golden Gauntlet coming up this evening, tonight, basically like 12 hours from when this video released. We will be one of the commentators for Second Dinner's Golden Gauntlet 3. If you're interested, Golden Gauntlet Global Series, call it what you will. Call it what you will. If you're interested, please do check us out there. But Second Dinner is promoting that at twitch.tv/Marvel Snap or the Marvel Snap YouTube. So if you want to check that out, that'd be great. And they're giving away extra Galactuses on top of the 5 we're giving away this week ourselves. If you want to enter, sub, like, comment. Your comment on every video this week lets you win a Galactus First Steps. From here, we're going to Redshift, which is the card of the week. Genuinely, as of right now, the best card of the week. He is amazing in Agatha decks, in Hela decks, in Hela Agatha decks, and seemingly in some classic discard lists as well. He's brought Black Knight back. He has changed the game. Discarding a card is really good. Discarding a card and drawing a card is great. That's fundamentally what he reads. 2/3 on reveal, discard the leftmost card in your hand to add a random card with the same cost to your hand. So discard a card, draw a random card. Really, really good stuff. Our friend Cougar, who seemed to disappear for a while with his 18 jobs, he's trying to be like me and have way too many jobs in his life, put together this Hela list that is absolutely wild and fantastic. This one is absolutely crushing. I may decide to hit Infinite with this. I haven't gotten all the way towards deciding what I'm going to finish my 95 to 100 grind with. I haven't actually played any real Marvel Snap at all since, like outside of a game or two here or there just to get dailies done, since the first day of the season when I got to 95 and then had to sleep because sleep is important. But caveat, this deck might be what I decide to do the last bit of the climb with because it seems absolutely fantastic. And it's got a great win rate, and it's day 1 Infinite, and Cougar's ranked top 100 with it again. Just a sick deck. You can find Cougar at twitch.tv/Cougar, double the O, triple the R. Redshift and Corvus are your required cards here. Not too bad for expense, right? That is, I believe Corvus is Series 4, and I know for sure Redshift is. Infinity Ultron can be Legion or Coulson. I'm going to tell you a secret about Infinity Ultron that no one ever agrees with. I think Agent Coulson is every bit as good of a card in almost every Infinity Ultron deck. There is one caveat here, and that with with Corvus, not Luna, you can sometimes play with Corvus and the Quinjet, you can play Hela and a Stone on the last turn, which is really strong, and you can't do that with Coulson. So this might be the exception, but you'll be fine in a lot of situations with Coulson. If you don't have Blink, and Blink is important, you can try Lockjaw. Quinjet makes the Redshift card cheaper, which is really nice. You can play that card on turn 4 if you go Redshift into Corvus. If you go Quinjet, Redshift, Corvus, you can play the Redshift given card, because Agatha's this card, on turn 4, which is phenomenal. You can also use Redshift as a... Sorry, you can also use Quinjet as a way to play the Infinity Ultron Stones, and that's a really nice place to be, too. There's not a million targets, but those 2 targets are very, very high priority. Redshift will, unless something strange happens, always hit Agatha, which means it's always going to give you a random 6-drop that is not Agatha, which is really nice, and then you can bring Agatha back with either Hela or Ghost Rider. Gambit is amazing right now. Invisible Win First Steps decks don't play a lot of cards early. Gambit takes care of that noise, while also just being a really powerful surprise game winner at the end. Corvus is one of the best cards in this deck. The only card you don't really want to hit is Hela, and if you hit Hela, you still have plenty of ways to win. Corvus is a rock star. Jubilation Lee gives you a chance to see Hela or powerful cards. Drawing in an Agatha deck has extra use because at the end of the game in an Agatha deck, you will only have 2 cards in your deck, versus at the end of the game in other decks, you'll have 3. Jubilee says you only have 1 card left in your deck at the end of the game. That's a nice place to be. And you can even see that last card thanks to Blink. Ghost Rider can get back your Hela. It can also get back your Agatha or other powerful stuff. Infinity Ultron gives you the access to the double Hela thing, the double Gambit thing. That kind of nonsense is some of the stronger stuff you can be doing. Doubling Infinity Ultron's power is nice. Bringing that Shard back is nice. It's just a generally powerful card to have access to. Blink can go get you your Hela, but it can also get you like an Odin on top of a Hela. It can grab you an Infinite, just a powerful card to do. You can play it on turn 4 thanks to Corvus, or use it to get rid of a Jubilee/Ghost Rider style card. Hela brings back a bunch of stuff. Your goal is to discard a card with, an Agatha with Redshift, discard some stuff with Corvus, play Hela, then either Odin it, or use Ghost Rider and then still play Hela. Odin is here largely for Hela, but if you're playing it that way, you can also play Odin on top of Gambit Corvus and then re-Hela, which is a really strong place to be. There's not much else you really want to hit with Odin. You're not against hitting Corvus in certain situations. You're fine, not in love with, but fine hitting Jubilee. Agatha thins your deck and is 614, and then Infinite 620, and that is, I don't know if you noticed this, really freaking big. Hela's back. If people don't start playing Stardust, you can just absolutely farm with this deck. Stardust is right now severely underplayed, and thus this is such a very seriously strong deck for you to mess with. If you haven't tried to play this, if you haven't seen this, feel free to go for it. You will enjoy this, I'm pretty damn sure, if you've ever enjoyed a Hela list, which will be a question pretty soon. Turn 1, we want Quinjet. Turn 2, Redshift. And if we can get Redshift out early and get rid of Agatha, we can potentially snap. Turn 3, Corvus over Redshift over Gambit. Turn 4, we're going Blink or Infinity Ultron over Jubilee or Ghost Rider. Generally speaking, I prefer Ghost Rider. Turn 5, we're going Hela or a 5. And then turn 6, we're going Odin on Hela, or we drop Hela. And then we can mix and match 1-drops and extra cards as we so choose. This deck, if we didn't see Hela, by the way, we go Gambit and Jubilee on the last turn. Real good stuff. This deck is wildly strong, wildly fun. I think that if you've ever liked Hela, this one's for you. This is as good as it gets. Force people to play Stardust to stop you. Please come check out a stream. I actually will not be streaming Saturday or Sunday because Sunday I'm doing the Golden Gauntlet and Saturday I'll be out. I've got work on Saturday, yuck, and then some plans with some friends. So I'll be back live on Monday, twitch.tv/PulseGlazer. Please do come hang. My season pass question is very simple. How do you feel about Hela? Do you like Hela? Are you mad that it's back? Where do you land on the value and use of Hela, the card? Stardust is meta right now. Straight up, there's a lot of Agatha stuff. There's a lot of Surfer stuff, and Stopping Brood is amazing. Stardust is meta, but no one's playing it. So you should probably go check out Stardust relatively soon. Stardust is a 4/7 with the ongoing ability. Cards can't be added to locations except by playing or moving them. So this can stop a location pull on turn 5, for example. This can stop your opponent from playing Hela. It can stop your opponent's Nimrods. It can stop your opponent from getting Broods, whatever else. Stardust is really good. And our friend Sweet Ninja, with the N being a number 1, hit a 70% win rate with what is ultimately his deck. Like, this is his pet deck, the Sasquatch version of this. And he has added the Stardust to it over Gwenpool, and is still absolutely crushing, basically saying, I can play unfair and you can. Mysterio was for quite a while completely and badly bugged. With Mysterio. Stardust Mysterio broke the game. They fundamentally deleted your game. Well, that's not really a concern anymore. They fixed it. There was a hot fix, a patch, and that's not a concern. So let's talk about this deck. But first, you can find Sweet Ninja at twitch.tv/sweetninja. This deck needs Sasquatch, which is a fantastic Merlin or Red Guardian. Expensive, but not terribly or crazily expensive. The beauty of having access to Red Guardian right now is it stops a lot of the Invisible Woman stuff, and it stops a lot of the Victoria Hand stuff in ways that are very important. It wasn't in the meta, and now Red Guardian is very much back. Stardust can be Gwenpool or Gladiator. Fastos can be Gwenpool or Gladiator or Surge. Let us keep going. Next up, we got Zabu. Makes your 4-drops cheaper. Having 4-drops cheaper at the end of the game is big. Mr. Fantastic can do that too, but it can also give +2 power to Mysterio, which is +6 power to Mysterio. That's pretty good. +2 power to anything is also very nice. Merlin gives us something to do at the end of the game with our cards like Zabu or Mr. Fantastic or Mysterio, turning them into extra energy or higher power cards. Mysterio makes our Sasquatch cheap and drops some unpredictable power. Red Guardian we talked about already. It's for Invisible Woman largely, honestly, but it's just a good card to have access to. Mongers is ruins a bunch of 1-drops. Just again, a very powerful place to be. Really good against Victoria Hand Hood style nonsense. Mobius says you have to play fair. You can't just cheat me, as does Stardust. You can't energy cheat me. I can energy cheat you with cards like Sasquatch. You can't cheat your cards into play. I stop all that with Stardust, but I don't have anything to cheat into play. That's a really, really, again, powerful place to be. Phastos is an extra way to give that Mysterio buff while also just making things cheaper. Again, in this deck is important. Stardust, we talked about. Shang or Enchantress at the end of the game with Sasquatch usually wins the damn game of Marvel Snap. This one is 14 and 6, 70% win rate. Turn 1, Zabu. Turn 2, Merlin are fantastic. Either one is generally fine. Turn 3, we want Phastos or Mobius. If your opponent's running something that Mobius wins, play Mobius. Stardust or a combo of early plays on 4. Mysterio and usually a control card on turn 5, like Mysterio Red Guardian, Mysterio Killmonger is fine. Sometimes Mysterio Stronger Enchantress if they've gotten cheaper. Sasquatch and Stronger Enchantress, whatever control card to end the game, win the game of Snap. This is kind of gross. This is another one I might want to hit Infinite with. I think this looks really fun. I just want to play Stardust. I know that it's not like everywhere right now, but I think it's severely underrated and I want to play it more. So maybe I'll play this because I want to play Stardust too. Or maybe I'll play Hela and punish everyone for not playing Stardust and put it better that way. We'll see. If you're not able to catch my streams right now, please check out the stream team. As this goes live, it should be Saturday morning, I believe, which means Fothler and Newman should be live pretty soon. Go check out our friend Newman, please. And Zodrex takes us to our last deck, one of our wonderful friends. Zodrex74 is bringing us a very cool Galactus First Steps list. This is another one that's using the card in the way that it needs to be used, where its ability is the point. You can find Zodrex at twitch.tv/Zodrex74. We need Cannibal, Mercury, Gladiator, and Galactus here. Makari and Iron Patriot are really important, but Fenris, Surge, and Merlin can replace them, and Bob can beat Nebula. So what we're using Galactus here for is to force plays. We want Galactus to hit ideally Bob or a Black Cat so we can play Iron Patriot and force tough choices. We want to use Storm because we have a Galactus card in another location, right? If we have that Galactus card in another location, it's really hard to stop Storm. And then if they are stopping Storm, we're growing our Galactus, and then we can still try and win that location later with Makari Mercury type shenanigans. Or snapping Hydra Bob in there. So Hydra Bob and Black Cat are big and get you Prio. Prio is important, largely because we're running Negasonic. We generally want Prio early, and we can chuck it late for Cannonball or just drop Galactus, as the case may be. Mercury is here for Cannonball, but it also stops things from moving into the Storm lane. Mr. Fantastic for Steps is a nice buff card that makes things cheaper, obviously. Iron Patriot synergy with Galactus is enumerated above. You can also use Juggernaut, Negasonic, or Gladiator to give yourself a key card in the snap condition. Storm can win a location. Storm and Juggernaut have anti-synergy, be forewarned, but Storm and Mercury have great synergy together, that's preventing opponent stuff from moving in there. And Cannonball makes Mercury makes Cannonball a really good play, even though you have Storm. Makari is just extra prio fodder. Negasonic and Gladiator. Gladiator's big and destroys a card. Negasonic's smaller and helps your prio really work. Cannonball make good stuff blow up. And Galactus drops as a huge card after controlling where your opponents play things when combined, especially with Iron Patriot and Storm and Negasonic. 62% win rate, 140 games. Black Cat over Bob. Mr. Fantastic over Iron Patriot equals Mercury, more or less. Turn 3, Gladiator Storm. Once we've stormed Gladiator or Negasonic to win the Storm, sometimes Juggernaut. Turn 5, we go 3+2. And then turn 6, we drop the Cannonball Cannonball or Galactus and win. Zodrek cooking, 62% in 140 games. Props to our friend. That is some serious numbers in a real sample size. If you are interested in checking out patreon.com/SnapJudge, it would mean an awful lot if you supported. It is very late at night, and I am utterly exhausted, so we're going to go relatively quickly, but we got to say thank you to a bunch of people here. We're going to say thank you first to Jonesy Snap 22, Abigail Geeson, Mandatory Burnout, It Regardless, LAB, Inc., I Am Frostman, Hota Navanete, Primed Ryan, Ryan Burke, Ryan Wood Snap, Ryan Wrench, Gopher Kev, Keltor, Kertix Lee, Koire, Kazushi, Archangel 3K, Black Dahlia, Pyro Feroche, I don't know why I forgot how to say your name, Pyro. Then we've got the Goat Seeker, Code, Hollowed, and Synth. Now, Fat Nick, Absolute Shadnet, Dirty Casual, Dark Moogle, Mr. Kerfuffle, Cables, Ginger Prime, Philly, somewhere being mean to someone, Haplo, Kenny Loggins of the Danger Zone, The Biz, Black Jeebus 23, XRC, and Skippy G. Jessica Gamble, hey Jess, Mr. Slush Death, the King of Bros, Bro, the Great Zoo, Werewolf, KFC Yoda, Clam, Colonel Foreman, Rob Slipman, David G. Wingfield, Stephen, Brian Kaufman, Tristan H. Martin, Jason B., Matt V., Corbin, John Q, and Jim McHugh, Yestat, Ace Age, One Big Man, Cactus Jack, Reetzer, Steve-O, Yo Marco, Ted Bro, Crit Pro Joe, Snapchat Joe. Please check out the Snapchat podcast, my friends. Bickety Boom Bop, Bricks to Click, Green Goblin, Unibot V2, Flan 56, Spectrum X, Hoot, Only Fox, Matt H, DJ Mike Hijinks, No Frickin' Flex, Nick, The Greek Geek, Toxic, The Soul King, Zodrek 74, hey, we saw his deck, King of Canada, JJ, Deadman Falcon, Thornton Newman, Two Ties, the Great Laura Devs, the Parry King Tucker, and of course Gunny T, where the T stands for don't forget the tournament. Gunny organized it, so you know it's going to be run well. Models Mod Supreme did a bunch of the back end work, and you know it's going to be run well. And you get to listen to me again calling some of the end of Swiss in the top 8. You know you love it, and I'll see you there. Thank you so much for the love and support. I'll see you tomorrow for another Snap Take. Peace.